Caldi, you are coach of the under-18s here, but you're also a Basque, and I'm dying to ask you, why are there so many Basque good managers? I'll spin the names off: Mikel Arteta, Xavi Alonso, Unai Emery, Andoni Iraola. Why are Basque managers doing so well?
Yeah, it's not the first time I have that question, and it's a tricky one because you don't want to talk bad about other ones, regions of Spain. When you talk something good about one, it's like talking bad about one, but it's not like the case. I think the Basque people is quite of discipline, hard work, right mentality in terms of do things right every single time. That doesn't mean the other ones they don't do that. Okay, that's clear. I don't want to do that clear. But I remember I'm gonna be clever. I'm gonna say one thing that Johan Cruyff said, and he said that he always wanted a Basque player in his teams. And the thing is that players now they are coaches because it was when he was a coach. So I think it's the mentality we have in the Basque country about it's always been like an industry quite big in there because of the hard work, discipline. That's what we are. Obviously we have another bad things, but I think that they are the good things that after they come in with the coaches, and obviously it's not a casualty that there are so many good Basque managers at the moment.
So the guys who are doing really well at the moment, when you watch them play, Arteta, for example, did you look at him and think he'll be a coach one day?
When he was playing?
Yeah, did those guys play like coaches?
Yeah, then you have Xabi Alonso, you have Arteta. There are too many that were the coaches. Now I'm a coach, you want that players to have in your team. You need one or two that you see they're going to be coaches in the future because that helps you a lot when they are playing, and probably they were like that when they were younger. You could see Xabi Alonso, you could see Arteta. They were like that, and so you have that kind of mentality on the pitch and that kind of mentality off the pitch that gives you a good combination to become a good manager in theory.
Yeah, we know there's cultural and political differences with the Basque region to the rest of Spain, but is there a different footballing identity or culture in the way that the game is played?
Yeah, before even more, I would say it was more physical. It was more like an English style. In the south, it's been always more technical. Maybe in the coast with Valencia, Barcelona, it was more tactical one, and in Basque country was more about the competitive. Usually the pitches they were more wet than in the south, so it was usually more physical. Now it's true that now the pitches they are in better conditions. Even the kids they play in AstroTurf, so it's not the same. It's not just about physical. So, but that competitiveness, I think, is still there. In the Basque region, I would say that as well with the Galician ones or the from Cantabria. I think the north, you can say something like that. But probably, as I said before, probably technically they are better players in the south. Canary Islands, they have good academies. They have Pedri. They have plenty of players that they are more quality wise. But I think in the Basque country we are like that. Competitive, discipline. You want to say that?
Yeah. So tell us about your work with the under-18s. I mean, what's your mission there, and how connected are you to the under-21s and the first team operation in terms of style of play and player development?
Well, it's obviously we are in a special club, so we have to play in a certain way that I am so comfortable with, because at the end of the day I was a player here, so I know how it's to play for Brighton, and I'm really happy to coach a Brighton team because of that, because you want to implement an idea that I am fully convinced is the way to play, and that gives the chances that even against teams that maybe they have better individuals, us as a team we can still win games and perform well. So obviously when you are in academy, your main target is to produce players for the first team, and as I say, it's really I feel so good here because it's in a special identity, and for me that's really important, because it's not like you just produce players for football. No, it's not for football. It's for Brighton and for Albion Football Club. So I really like it. It's been stressful because it's a lot of things, plenty of things going on, always something to think about, but I really enjoy it.
So what do you have to work on most with a 17 or 18-year-old? Is it technique or tactical awareness? Is it game management, dealing with pressure?
Yeah. I would say more tactical and, like you say, like game management, because I think when they are 16, it's like they don't really care about the result, and obviously when they come in through the phases and they're closer to the first team, the result matters, and you have to deal with the pressure when you are losing, and you have to keep the score when you are winning. So, and as well, I like to coach them as well with a tactical thing. For me it's really important to understand the game. For me it's the most important thing. And like I said before, in 16, 15, it's not like they don't care about that, but it's more about technical things. You have to develop more areas. But I think under 18s, under 17s is more about understanding the game, and I like it because I think it's like I say, being a Brighton player, a Brighton team, that's the key for me, understand the game.
Yeah, you have a degree in sports psychology. How does that help you manage young players?
Well, it's a really important thing. I think the mental side for me is as I say, understanding is kind of as well mental thing. You have to understand yourself first, and you have to understand your teammates, and you have to understand the game. So there are two things that I always say to my players, that to think. They have to, at the same time, not think when they're playing, but they have to think a lot. And even when you are having a good time, you have to think, and you are having a bad time, you have to think. So for me, the mentality of dealing with the pressure, with the bad moments in the games, off the pitch, that's really key. That's why I think the sports psychology can help a lot to the players. And I did at the beginning because it was important for me as a player, and I knew as well if I wanted to become a coach, it was a really important thing, and I think it's a big part.
Right. You were part of this great Spanish wave at the club, or Spanish and Basque, especially in Gus Poyet's time. Somebody once told me that, I think it was Bruno, used to jump in the sea because there was no ice bath at the club. He used to jump in the sea to cool his muscles down. Yeah. What were the facilities like here when you came here in 2010? Well,
that facilities term I don't think was right at the moment because for me translated for Spanish is something like give you the chance easier, facilitate things. Yeah. And it wasn't like that, but I didn't feel at that moment there was a problem for us. I think I remember going to the training ground and at Farmer was just football pitches, no Sunday league, but nearly. And we were in the dressing rooms. We were shared with other people, and we shared the gym with other people. So, but it was not a problem at all. And probably now I cannot see that happening again because in modern football and all the stars and that, it's but I think it was right at the moment, and like I say, it was important because we felt like, okay, that's what we have. It's not a problem. We have to play better, and maybe we play better, we have a better chances to have a proper dressing room, a proper training ground. But as I say, I cannot remember anyone complaining about that and putting that excuses, or even the we didn't play in there. No one put an excuse because we play in there, and in fact, I think it was something like it was good for us because the opposition teams, they come here thinking, oh, we'll play here in the within. There is not really a stance in there, and on top of that, we are not going to see the ball because there was just they couldn't get it. So, as I say, I think it was really key to create that kind of humble team, and it was like that.
So did it feel like a step down from Alaves? Because Alaves was a good club. It reached the European final, didn't it, against Liverpool? Yeah. I remember I was at that game. It was amazing. So did it feel like you were stepping down or stepping up when you came to Brighton?
No, I didn't see about the divisions. For me, I have two dreams when I started playing football, was to play for my team, Alaves in Vitoria, and to play in England. And so for me was, in fact, when I left Alaves, I thought that was the moment to try to get the dream. And so I came here and I didn't mind in fact, at the beginning I was I didn't mind even non-linked teams, but no one knew me, no one gave me the chance to play for the club. So for me, I was so happy. So I didn't care about the League One, the bottom of the League One, they didn't have a stadium. I just wanted to play in England, and after that's it.
Yeah, that Spanish wave I mentioned, there was you and Bruno and Andrea Orlandi, David Lopez, Vicente, and then later on Martin Montoya. What qualities did you all bring to the club at a time when the style of play was changing and they needed to play positively to get up the leagues and into the Premier League? Do you feel that the influence there was crucial, transformational?
It was important. I would not say crucial, but it was important. But at the same time, for example, I remember I came at the same time that Marcos Penta. that he was coming from Swansea and he was English. So it was not just because the Spanish. Obviously, it was not because being Spanish. It was the way we wanted to play, and it was like something connected with the coach. And I say the players that would come also, they were coming from clubs that with the same kind of philosophy. So it was not just the passport thing. It was more the mentality, and obviously probably and easily was the Spanish. We brought that, but. I think what I say, you remember was, Marcos Painter and myself, we arrived at the same time. I think it was like, oh wow, the fullbacks, they were a bit different. And some, because I think in the modern football, fullbacks, they make a big difference. So I think it was one of the big difference when myself and Marcos Painter obviously came. So I think it was really important. And after they changed some mentality and to build that philosophy that's been for years now in Brighton.
And when you arrived, did you that there was ambition in the club, there was a vibe, an ambitious vibe?
Why? When I came here, I always say I didn't know where was Brighton. So I didn't know about the plans, about the new stadium. I didn't know the chairman. So I was brand new here. I didn't know anything. And when I started to see when I saw the stadium and the training grounds, then it started to become okay. There's something going on in here really important. It's going to be something big. And but at the beginning it was not like I couldn't decide. So it was not like no, I want to go there because of the project. No, I want to go there because they want me. Simple as that.